oranges and a pineapple under the sea. Good evening, stream. Good evening. No one's in here yet, but I'm just going to say hello because this is going to be a video later, so... Oh shit. Hello. Welcome. Hello, welcome. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, everybody. I'm just getting the stream out there. Loving the maps, thank you. Alright guys, so I have a bit of a surprise for today's stream. And I also want to talk to you guys about potential things in the future. Just let me get this out there. You binged the last two streams? Well, Jesus, sir, you have much more patience than the rest. Alright, so, today we're just going to be doing some, well, you'll see. So as you might have noticed, it's been a little bit since I streamed. Um, Mainly because a little bit of that time I wasn't working on the map. And then the rest of the time I was playing on my computer, so... How am I? I am okay. But, ooh, salutations. Okay, so, big thing, there was some resource pack changes, but we'll get into that in a minute. The biggest thing that was most recently added is I did some stuff with the music. So it's going to be a bit faint because that's just how Minecraft is with music, but you might be able to hear it. So, obviously, I added music to the game, or to the resource pack. Um, there is two songs from the Chamber of Secrets PS2 game. I believe one of them is the main menu theme, and I don't remember what the other one is. Um, there's two themes from the Prisoner of Azkaban PS2 game, the title theme, and I believe the Hogwarts Express theme. There is one song from the original PlayStation 1 game, which is, um, again, I don't know if it's the main menu theme, but it is the storybook theme. And then the last song is actually Lily's theme from Deathly Hallows Part 2. It's the only one from the movies that I put in. I wanted to just have game soundtracks because, um, I don't know. I feel like for some it might be a bit more nostalgic, and generally the music for the games is a bit more ambient and a lot less explosive and loud like some of the pieces from the movies. So, yeah, I know you can't hear it because I'm talking, but rest assured, version 4, the resource pack will have music from the Harry Potter games, which is awesome. And obviously, as you can see in front of you, there is some resource pack changes. So, this is the new this is the new black stained glass. This is the light blue. This is the green, and this is the brown. I actually did the texture for the brown glass, um, mainly for the Shrieking Shack, but there might be some other places I can use it. Um, I retextured the lanterns to be black, as well as the chains. I changed the torches so that they're candly. Um, I stole this from Chase. Um, I stole this from another user named Cat. So, yeah. Now, another really big thing. The last couple of days, I have been a bit busy building mountains. And I've been putting in like 12-hour days on these damn things. So, yeah. I originally tried to get them world painted, but none of that ever went through, so we've been painting mountains with terrain. Or with terrain, duh, with commands. So, this mountain here is unfinished currently, but it is the mountain on the other side of the Viaduct Bridge. If you remember Deathly Hallows Part 2, it's the one that um, Voldemort and the rest of the Death Eaters are standing on when Hogwarts has the Protego Maxima and all the other defensive spells. This is the biggest mountain. The rest of the mountains aren't as big as this one, but this thing is huge, as you can tell. Um, they're not perfect either. They're definitely not like amazing mountains by any means. You can definitely tell that they're like handmade, I guess. They're a little janky, but they're the best I could do. So yeah, the terrain's gonna be completely different for version 4, as well as moving some locations like Hogsmeade Station and Hogsmeade. How long did that take? Well, I don't remember how long the big mountain took, but probably upwards to like 5 or 6 hours. Big Mountain's not even done yet, as you can see. It still has a lot of work to be done, but we or I have extended the lake. As you can see, it's not watery under here yet, but um, yeah, the rest of the Black Lake has these mountains surrounding them. So you can no longer just peer off into the distance and just be like, oh, well, it's just trees and it's really empty on the other side of the lake. But yeah, the lake's getting a huge um, upgrade. I actually based a lot of the terrain around an image that I found in a book at Walmart. It was like a guide to Quidditch, which had some illustrated pictures. And there's a beautiful image of Harry in a similar position to where he was at the end of Prisoner of Azkaban on the broom, well, on the firebolt, and it has really cool terrain. It's not entirely based off of like the movie terrain, but I mean, yeah, I just mainly based it around like the image. It's not all by hand, no. It is commands. So I'll show you guys in a minute how I've gone about it, but last night I went through. I didn't finish, but I went through and added some texturing to the stone bits. I need to add some texturing to the grass bits. So, serious dedication. Look, man, I just I really want V4 to be awesome. And I know a lot of you would just take whatever you can get, and I really appreciate that. But this is a big thing for me, is to make sure that each version of the map is not only different but cooler, you know? Cause what would be the point if I released version 4 and it was only like a couple of changes to the castle? You don't get to explore anything new. At least with this, and what I plan to do with the Dark Forest, or the Forbidden Forest, excuse me, is to make it a bit more fun to explore around not just Hogwarts, but you know the areas around it. Because before it was just a path with some trees, you know? It wasn't very fun. But yeah, so this right here is where the forest is going to be. It's not going to be gigantic by any means, but this is all part of the lake. So it has this big thing that comes all the way around. There's like a little pond. Right here is where I'm going to be moving, or at least around here is where I'm going to be putting Dumbledore's grave. We're going to be moving that over here. Um, but yeah, there's just mountains galore. So the Quidditch pitch is no longer floating again. It has terrain. Most of this is probably going to be covered by trees. That's why it's kind of just crude, and I don't really care. Um, I've always seen everybody build a Warner Brothers style castle. I want to build a castle with a true layout to the books, but I don't know if your comment got cut off, but I do agree. I would very much like to see. I've seen people attempt to build book Hogwarts, but everybody has different ideas on how it looks in your head. So, I mean, I'd say go for it, right? Because It's not like it's been done before, really, if you think about it. Everybody does it differently. When's the next update gonna be? Soon, hopefully. As you can see, I've put myself through a lot with this terrain. The emerald blocks, by the way, are just here to remind me to put a path there. Um, I believe last time we streamed I was doing the ruins, but here they are in their finished state. I think they look a hell of a lot cooler than they did previously. Um, we finished laying out the east wing, which was another thing we were working on. So the training grounds tower is a lot bigger and looks, God, a lot better. You think it'll be ready in a few weeks or something sooner? I don't know. It really depends on how long it takes to flesh out the terrain. And there's some other stuff that we were planning. Like I need to finish the work we're doing on the ministry. We need to adjust some of the rest of the shops in Diagon Alley. I haven't done the interior of Gringotts yet, but that's new. It looks like you haven't slept in a long time. Look, I've been pulling I've been pulling like 20 hours a day. Maybe not entirely 20 hours, but I've worked a lot in the last couple of days. Another thing about the resource pack is that the roof or the nether brick is slightly blue. If you guys don't know, the Hogwarts roof is actually a somewhat dulled blue color. But because originally I changed these to black because it fit better with the gray castle that I built, obviously Deathly Hollows. Obviously the castle's a lot darker and a lot more, I don't know, just a lot darker in general. I decided to go for a much darker blue to go with, the gray color palette. Do the wands still shoot? Of course. That's not going to change. What else? What else? The terrain's really been the big thing. Um, changed the side of the viaduct building to have accurate windows. Um, oh yeah, because we changed, or because I changed the texture of the candles. Holy shit, my game is lagging. I got rid of the fence posts. I know a lot of people didn't like the fence posts before, so now the Great Hall has more realistic, I guess, floating candles. What else? Oh, yes. Another thing that we did was I added invisible item frames. Probably. I haven't looked up what those even look like, to be honest. Um, but yeah, I also added invisible item frames. So there will be a few places, like obviously in Charms, where there will be a use for these invisible item frames. Can you tell me the location of Resurrection Stone? I've been searching for ages and I'm really stuck. So if you look behind Hagrid's hut in the Forbidden Forest, you will find a dark oak tree that has a sign on it. If you bring the um, if you bring the Elder Wand there, you will you'll find it. Just make sure you stand on the stone that's indicated, which should be one of these bad boys right here, the chiseled stone brick. Um, yeah, I would show you where it is, but because of the terrain changes, it's buried currently, so I can't actually show you an accurate location of where it is. Um, but Hagrid's hut is in a different place on my map, but it's around like here in the download. It's probably like around here-ish. There's Dumbledore's grave, and it's probably around like here. I won't spoil the surprise. What else have we done? Jeez. I don't know. But I'll show you guys some stuff that I have planned. Um, with in terms of like layout for the terrain. So I'm thinking perhaps we put another small hill here in between these two mountains. And then I have a place for a bridge across this river. Yeah, okay, so the path to the castle is now going to come this way. If you've watched Half-Blood Prince, you know that the Hogwarts gates are actually on this side of the castle for some reason. I don't know why. But um, we're gonna update Hogsmeade Station because I found out that it actually has all of the stuff it had in the original movie. So I'm probably gonna have that around here. Um, and we're gonna put Hogsmeade up on a mountain so that hopefully when we change the biome like we did previously in the other Hogsmeade, it'll actually snow there instead of not, because apparently if you're below sea level, it just doesn't snow, which is something we found out. Can you do it like from Dumbledore office to the meeting? What do you mean? So yeah, we're gonna build like a pretty decent sized mountain. We're gonna put Hogsmeade on it. It's gonna look like I want to try to make it look like it did in Prisoner of Azkaban, where it kind of looked like a really tight village going like uphill. So yeah, in version 3, King's Cross Station is mostly made of wool. Has it been fixed? What do you mean? Like the roof? If that's the case, probably not. I probably won't change it. I don't really see a reason to. Um, oh, you mean the pensieve memory? Um, maybe. I actually we have the office, or not the office, but the courtroom from Goblet of Fire. The sign on the tree does say something. At least it should. So yeah, this is all gonna be like the little swampy land area. If you've seen Chamber of Secrets, I believe, or maybe even Sorcerer's Stone, and possibly Half-Blood Prince, you know that there is a mountain over in this area, um, with a waterfall, and it kind of has these little cascadey little rivers. So that's what this is. It's gonna look really cool when it is done. This terrain's gonna be fixed as well. It's not gonna look like this. This terrain looks like shit. It's gonna look a lot neater, hopefully. Just keep the magma maze, no one will ever know. We can't keep the magma maze. It is a horrific eyesore. Um, but in terms of East Wing, not a lot's been done on this side. Um, just kind of have everything somewhat laid out, but we haven't gone around to doing any of it yet. I really like the windows that I did here. I think they look really nice. There's this thing in the Transfiguration courtyard now. Um, I don't know, man. We have Slughorn's office. I don't really see a reason why it would need to be a memory. How's my day? My day is okay. It is okay. Do you ever plan on editing the Astronomy Tower? No, it's staying fat forever. But we did change the staircase. It's a lot less ugly now, and it goes into Chase's little weird hallway a lot nicer. So, yeah, the staircase is different. I found the Whomping Willow, and now I'm near the Boban's carriage. Am I anywhere close? Yeah, you're around there. Like I said, it's not deep in the forest, so just stay somewhat around the outskirts. It should be a clearing, and you'll see like a coarse dirt little path. And if you see that next to a dark oak tree, you'll know. Oh, these are your brick textures. Well, that makes a lot of sense. I knew Chase couldn't have made them. Yeah, I took the brick textures. They're really nice. Considering Chase took pretty much the rest of my pack, I figured it was fair. Um, so the library, nothing really has changed besides it getting one block wider. Um, but because of the invisible item frames, we can have stuff like the books down on the tables and stuff. Oh, thanks. Glad to see you like them. I do. They're really nice. I also changed the path for or the path inside my quad with those um diorite, are they diorite bricks? Andesite bricks. But yeah, the staircase here has changed, obviously. It's a lot more clean. The other one was a bit janky towards the top, but as you can see, this one is pretty consistent all the way up to the top. Somebody added this balcony on the astronomy tower. I don't know who it was. Um, oh, you did? Oh, well, I'll have to go show that off. The interior, as you guys can see, for the astronomy tower has changed a bit. Um, no, it's not the spider path. But yeah, this is sort of the area where Harry and Hermione were after Ron gets Lavender. Um, yeah, in Half-Blood Prince. We edited the stairs to be more movie accurate. So now these stairs will bring you straight up to the spire. Need to add a telescope up here, but yeah. My beautiful fat astronomy tower. Oh, and there's a new suspension bridge, as you can see. Much nicer than the other design. I made use of the chains and the black stone and stuff like that. Still has a very, I don't know, a consistent design, I guess. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just saying words. This hallway is finished now. Um, we changed the path out here to have the andesite. The quad, if you didn't watch last stream, is different. I won't save over the bridge again. Why you do this to me? We will go to Privet Drive since Chase said he updated the interior. Also, changed the tables in Defense Against the Dark Arts. So, yeah. Shit, we don't have a chest with... God damn it. Alright, Privet Drive. Not looking. I'm not looking. Oh, it's okay. You went around and changed all the roofs. That's good. So, yeah, Privet Drive. Let's check out this new interior, see if Chase did bad or good. Okay. Alright, alright. Ooh. Ooh. Yes. Yes, this is much better. I see you didn't touch the upstairs. Okay, we won't look up here again. Eventually, I guess I'll probably go through and change these trees. Um, I'm officially really dumb or something. I've searched around, but I can't find the stoner sign. Well, it's not supposed to be super easy to find, if that's any consolation. Yeah. Hmm. Probably gonna change the Horcrux cave at some point to be a little bit cooler. Oh, and if you guys watched last stream, you know that I had an idea for Bellatrix's vault. I finally updated the resource pack in order to make that a possibility. So as you can see, we now have gold blocks that can drop. So, if you didn't watch last stream, my idea was that if you go into Bellatrix's vault to try to get Helga Hufflepuff's cup, you will, if you accidentally bump into something, which we will adjust the vault in order to make it a little easier for you to bump into something, these will just start falling from the ceiling. So you kind of got to be quick in order to get the cup without getting killed, suffocating. So it's a bit of a cheeky little trick in order to make you think that it's actually gold blocks dropping on you when in reality it's just retextured concrete powder. But shh, don't tell anyone. And lastly, before we start actually working on stuff, is there a Gryffindor sword or no? There is. That reminds me. Oh, thank you for reminding me. There we go. Much better. Is there any reason why we used packed ice for this and not just normal ice? I don't know. Possibly. I love hearing the music in the background. It makes me so happy. Do you know that at 1.17 the world height is going to be increased? I did. I do in fact know that. I don't I don't really see myself using that. At least not on this map. I have contemplated, later down the line, um, rebuilding a different version of Hogwarts, possibly Prisoner of Azkaban, but that is way down the line, like not even on my radar yet. Pee pee poo poo or not? Of course. Yeah, but my grand staircase tower roof doesn't even need to be steeper. I think in general, it's for the size of the tower, it's pretty good. Also, what I was gonna say earlier before I got distracted, um, I want since there's 25 people here, which is crazy. Um, I wanted to gauge your guys's uh, opinions on something, and I mentioned it last stream, and I haven't gone through with doing it yet. But how would you guys feel about a Patreon? Now, I know my channel's small, and I don't want to make the map paid, and it won't be. All V4, V5, V6, V7, V8, V9, whatever, those are all going to stay free. They'll all probably come out every year like they have been. Um, but I know that there is a lot of you that would like more consistent map downloads. And I know a lot of you don't care whether or not certain things are done. You just kind of want new versions to try out new things. And I understand. The only reason I personally don't do that is because I like to release the map in a somewhat finished state. But money has been a little bit tight for me lately, and I feel like Patreon could be a little bit of a help, considering I do spend a lot of time working on this map. Um, I do get paid to do marketplace content, so I do get paid to play Minecraft, but I don't get paid to work on Hogwarts, which, like I say, is completely fine. This map, to me, has always been a bit of a passion project, but um, I don't know. I was thinking like $5 a month for people who, want like monthly updates or downloads, um, maybe a higher tier for I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Um, perhaps I mean just $5 a month probably. You'd get monthly map downloads. I can give people the resource pack separately because I know some people want the resource pack. Um, maybe input channels, stuff like that. I haven't entirely checked out Patreon yet. I just I kind of just want to I kind of just want to fuck, I just lost my train of thought. I was reading chat. Either way, yeah, I want to gauge your guys' opinions first cuz I don't want it to feel like I'm trying to charge you for the map because I don't want to do that, but at the same time, the amount of hours I spend working on the map, I feel like some money coming in for that would be really nice. There is a way you can play it on Xbox. If you have the mobile version and you buy a realm, just buy a realm for like it's like $3 for a two-person realm for a month. Just buy one of those and then take the map download and upload it to your realm and then go onto your Xbox and download it from the realm. It's as easy as that. But yeah, I mean, this is the most people I've ever had in a stream. So I figured now is probably the best time to ask if you guys, you know, if you guys would help, I guess. It really would be help, because I got a lot of bills to pay nowadays. I don't live with my parents anymore, so I can't just be sitting on my ass playing Minecraft all day and not making any money. Even though I do, can I set up donations on stream? I don't know if I'm allowed to. Don't like Patreon that much? Is there a reason? I haven't really looked into it. That's just a general question. Because everything costs money? Well, that's the point of Patreon. Like I said, by no means, by no means at all do you have to be a Patreon member. You will continue to get all versions of the map for free. It is just if you want more consistent map downloads. And more or less just to, help me. So that's really the extent of it. Can't wait to download the map? Well, if you go on mcpdl.com and you type in Hogwarts in the search bar, you will find 3 different versions of my map. I'm sure you know that, but it's worth noting for everyone. To be fair though, so so much he spends so much time in this and effort on this. It's absolutely worth the money. Well, again, it's not really about the money for me. It's just I'm not just trying to get the money so I can, you know, take it and buy fancy things like I don't know, like a PlayStation 5 or something. It's more I need help paying my bills. So, what would be different? There's quite a bit different with the last map download. Fun fact, I found this on the PS4 live streams. Cool. I'd get your Patreon if for the downloads and you. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It's absolutely not something I'm trying to take lightly. It is definitely it's definitely kind of a scary thing to do, and it's kind of like anti my ideals. I don't really like asking for help too often, but sometimes you need help. It's just the way it is. Or you can go and download Minecraft add-ons on your iOS Android device and search up Hogwarts. Yes, you can also do that. I don't know about these apps. I don't play on mobile, but if you do, No matter where I look on this stream, I keep seeing new things on the map. Yeah, it's kind of hard to... Oh, fuck. It's kind of hard not to notice new things, considering all of the giant mountains that now surround the map. Send a grass remover, stone painter, there we go. So again, like all things, shout out to Belkov for being the greatest command person I know for these awesome tools that we will be using today. Right, I have to watch the rest later. It's 1:20 a.m. and I need to sleep. Well, you go to bed. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. I hope you have a good night. It is like spray painting. It still takes a long time to do this, but how can I make those? Good question, dude. I have no idea. I don't do my own commands. My friend Belkov does them. He is insanely talented, and I don't know what I would do without him. I saw a question a little whiles back, but somebody asked what would be the difference between this Hogwarts that I currently have and, say, a Prisoner of Azkaban Hogwarts, and there is a huge amount of differences. Um, Big ones are the location of the Quidditch pitch, the the front courtyard in front of the Great Hall has the fuck. Chase is gonna kill me if he's watching this. It has the uh, chamber of reception, which you see in the first three movies. It is the area where in Sorcerer's Stone um, they first meet Professor McGonagall. You know where Neville like freaks out about finding his toad. Um, there is no watchtower. There is no astronomy tower. There is the Defense Against the Dark Arts Tower, which doesn't exist in this version. There are Training Grounds Towers, which don't exist in this version. There are... I don't know exactly if the ruins are any different. I think that Prisoner of Azkaban was the first movie that had... If you want, I can write in short how the painting works. You can, yeah. Belkov's tutorials, I agree. Though the way Belkov works, he is very I don't know, he's not the best when it comes to working and talking. So he might not be the best when it comes to that. As I say, while I am trying to talk and focus at the same time. Right, yeah, yeah. The ruins are there, but the mountain eats it. It's the same as the ruins I have now. What does the sign say on the tree or the stone? I don't remember. It probably says something like "Come back when you find the Elder Wand" or something. That is a very simple way of putting it, yes. From my understanding, okay, and I am very bad at commands. Is it a thick tree? Yes, it is a thick tree. It is one of the dark oak trees. From what I understand, even though I know almost nothing about commands, what is happening is um, it is taking what I am looking at and it is deciding randomly a block to put in it. I will show you, actually. So this is Belkov's baby. So these are the tools, okay? There's the give rod, scoreboard ticking areas, etc., etc. Enable, disable. Um, give rod tool 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So like, I believe it uses scoreboards to set a tag on the player who flicks the switch, which gives them the ability to use the rod. And then in here you'll see that, what is my realm called? Well, my realm's called like Hoggy Hogwarts. But like tool 1 and then what it does, it is hard. Like this is all for just the stuff I'm using with the fishing rod. If you touch a repeater, then Hogwarts frickin' explodes. It might as well, because if I touch a repeater, then I might break the whole machine and Belkov will kill me. But the, just this section right here, you'll see it light up when I pull up the rod. Just this section here is in charge of replacing stone. So each of these will be the different types of stone that I have replacing it with. So like 3 different types of dead coral, andesite, cobblestone, mossy cobblestone, etc. And to the life of me, I have no idea how it randomizes it, but yeah. What's my realm code? My realm is not open to the public. You've made one too, and it's not fun to make. I bet. I bet. I am not in any way, shape, or form familiar with anything when it comes to command blocks. I appreciate it like a lot when Belkov does stuff because I know how much of a pain in the ass it is. I only know how to build, and to some degree, I know what I'm doing when it comes to texture packs, but anything else, I am basically lost. Yeah, there definitely isn't enough space. Why are emerald blocks behind you? That I have just to remind me to put a path there for later reference. Yeah, I know simple commands as well, you know. I know how to fill, I know how to use structure blocks. Um, simple stuff. By the way, if you guys aren't using structure blocks in your builds, you really should. They will save you so much time. It's unbelievable. You made your own kit PvP server? That's great. I feel like right as I was about to say that's great, it started sounding like I was being sarcastic, but I'm not. That's cool. It says this is where Harry Potter got struck by Avada Kedavra and went limbo to speak to Dumbledore. Well, there you go. Yeah, that's what the sign says. It shouldn't be too, like I said, it shouldn't be too far behind Hagrid's hut. Building skills suck, so it doesn't look that good. Hey man, look, if you never build, then you never get better. That's as simple as it is. Can you join me on Minecraft? Not currently, because I am on my realm, and like I said, my realm is closed. So, that's why I use tutorials. I mean, whatever works for you, man. I personally never really messed around with tutorials. I feel like that kind of, I don't know, it kind of teaches you to build like a certain way or like follow someone's style. And if it's a style you want to work on, then by all means. But I don't know. I feel like the best way to learn how to build, and this is just my opinion, is honestly to just look at other people's maps that you think are good builders. Like, well, it does. Well, if I don't, then it doesn't look that good, and then yeah, well, like I said, if it works for you, then absolutely. Sorry for the delay. The game took long to load. That's fine. But yeah, like I said, for me it was viewing other people's maps and seeing things like small details that I never would have thought of, and then applying that in ways that are unique to me. So like I learned sorry, my nose is all messed up. Let me show you an example of what I mean. So, back in the day, right? Back in the day, this is how you make a street lamp. Boom. There you go. There's a street lamp. This was all I knew, okay? And then I started seeing some other people do builds for, I don't know, just anything really, like Victorian style builds, modern builds, etc., so on and so forth. And you kind of just pick up small style traits like what blocks could look cool in specific situations. So like look, here's another example of a street lamp. This one will be a little bit more detailed than the other one. Boom. What is my texture pack? It is a custom resource pack. It is full of a bunch of textures that are probably stolen, and then some textures I did myself, as well as music from, like I said earlier, 4 tracks from some PS2 Harry Potter games, 1 track from the original PS1 game, and Lily's theme from Deathly Hallows Part 2. How do you get those on PS4? I'm on my realm. So that's how. That's that's it. I made the resource pack and uploaded it to the realm and stuff on my PC, which is where I usually play. But it's easier for me to stream on my PS4. My computer sucks, so streaming Minecraft on there is not possible. Well, you can also you can get resource packs on your phone as well, but yeah, I don't know. There might be other ways to do it on PS4, but I'm not going to advocate for any of them because I personally don't trust a lot of third-party software. So, why do people find the games canon? Do people find the games canon? I mean, the games for the most part follow the movies and the books. The only real differences between them are gameplay segments, I guess. I don't know. When I was a kid, the video games were the coolest shit in the world. I didn't play um I haven't played Order of the Phoenix or Half-Blood Prince. I stopped playing the games after Goblet of Fire because I thought Goblet of Fire sucked. But I really enjoyed the PS2 versions of 1, 2, and 3, as well as the PS1 versions of 1 and 2. So, for me, they're just big old nostalgia boners, which is why I put the music in the pack. Oh, then, I don't know. Yeah, a two-person realm is only like $4 a month. It's pretty damn cheap. Like, why did they use them as resources for their Hogwarts interior? Because there's not a lot of reference for Hogwarts interior. Your reference can only go so far, you know? That's why for me personally, a big reason I was really excited for Hogwarts Legacy is that it'll have a open world Hogwarts. And sure, the design of the castle is vastly different from the movies, but interior wise, it'll give you a lot of ideas for stuff to fill in the gaps. Yeah, the stone block will be on the ground next to the tree. You know what? Hold on. Oh, really? You're building a World War II map. That's cool. I actually started building a World War One map a while ago, but I never actually got around to doing too much in it. I had like a small trench system with a Mark V tank, and that's really all I got around to doing. But I am a big fan of 19th or 20th century war history, so Look at the difference in terrain. Whew. It looks weird looking at this. Okay, so Hagrid's Hut. Hagrid's Hut's in a bit of a different location in version 3, but I'll show you. It's literally right here. This is where it is. There's Dumbledore's grave, there's the Whomping Willow, there's Hagrid's Hut. That's where it is. I came here and watched you for 30 minutes, wish you good luck. Thank you, I hope you have a good day. Thanks for coming to the stream. I really hope the game didn't just crash. Okay, it didn't, thank God. You're welcome. Alright, back to painting terrain. This is as invigorating as it's going to get. How many player realm was that? Just 2. Technically 3 because the owner doesn't count. So you can have 3 people. The difference in price is just too varied. So I buy the 3-person realm. There's never more than 3 of us on the realm anyway, so the difference between $4 a month and like $10 a month, it's kind of a no-brainer. I mean, $5 a month. I pay, I pay for Discord Nitro, which is $5 a month, and I get less than I would off of a realm. I still haven't played this map, but I still appreciate how much work is put into it. Well, thank you, Hogwarts 06. You should definitely check out the map. It is on mcpedl.com. If you type in Hogwarts, you will find 3 different versions. I recommend getting version 3 because the other ones aren't as good. Um, yeah, and version 4 should be out soon, hopefully. So, and again, for everybody here and everybody who maybe wasn't a subscriber before this or isn't a subscriber and is just checking out the stream, um, if you want to make videos on the map, please do. I really like I do actually watch a lot of people who post videos in my map, and I do try to comment on all of them. Well, if I got a income, I would buy it, but I don't have one. Yeah, I guess that's fair. What do you actually get from Discord Nitro? So, $5 Discord Nitro allows you to change your hashtag number after your username. It allows you to use emotes from every server that you're in other Discord servers, which is pretty much the only reason I pay for Discord Nitro. And it allows you to upload um, bigger amounts. So like, I don't know the exact values, but usually on Discord, if you will get capped. I think it's at 10 megabytes for a file if you try to send it through Discord. And I think with Discord Nitro, it goes up to 50 megabytes maybe, or maybe more. So it's really useful for me, especially because I work on Minecraft maps a lot and I'm sending a lot of stuff back and forth to do that instead of like having to upload it to like Mediafire or something and then sending somebody the link. It's just easier. I don't know. You kind of just pay for convenience. Then there's the $10 Nitro, which gives you free games per month and allows you to server boost and stuff like that. But I don't know. I don't care too much for that. I don't like the only games I have on my PC are Minecraft and Grand Theft Auto Vice City. So I don't really care too much about getting free PC games. I tried out some other Hogwarts last week and they didn't compare to yours. I want to get back on the good one, yours. What will this map be called for download? Well, it'll just be Hogwarts in the surrounding areas version 4. Keep it nice and simple, uh, unlike my stream titles. If I use the free trial for a realm, can I still download? Yes, you can. Download a V3 and me and my friends got lost because it's that big and detailed. Well, thank you firstly, and good. As bad as it sounds, I really do want people to get lost in the map. Is this going to be V4 map? Yes, what we're working on right now is V4. When we upload the update, when it's ready. And right now, it is not ready. How long does it take to make one map? Um, this map's almost 7 years old, so take that as you will. What did I miss? You missed me showing off all the new mountains and the soundtrack in the resource pack and all of the new blocks in the resource pack. So you actually missed a lot. Yes, this map is almost 7 years old. It'll be 7 years old on July 14th, 2021. How do you play so much on one map? Because it is my baby. Simple as that. I love Harry Potter, I love Hogwarts, and I love getting this map out to you guys. I love watching the responses to the map. I love hearing stories about the map. It, there is honestly very few things in this world that give you a better feeling than being appreciated for your hard work. And that's why I never skimp out when it comes to giving the rightful people their credit for this map. Like, I will never in a billion years try to act like I know anything about the commands that Belkov did on this map. He is 100% the reason why any of this map works. I do not get paid for this map, no. I get paid, I do make marketplace content, so I get paid for that. But this map, no. That's why earlier I was asking people how they felt about a Patreon, because it would be nice to get some sort of compensation for the amount of work I put into this. What do I do on the marketplace? I have released 4 maps, none of which are what you would expect me to have released, mainly because they are projects that I worked on with other people on my team. So, um, my team that I'm in is called Project Moonboot. If you want to see the content that the teams put out, you can search that in the Marketplace tab. That's PROJECTMOONBOOT. How many people are on my team, dude? I don't even know at this point. A lot. Over 20. That said, it's not like all of us are working on the same map at the same time. You usually work in small groups with people when you need their help or if you need their help, because, the more people that work on one map, the more you have to cut how much the map makes. So, have I done New Hogsmeade? Not yet. New Hogsmeade currently has been removed, so I did structure and save all of the buildings though. So, rest easy. Will it be an MCP DL? Yes, this map will be. Other content that I put out? No. For the most part, if I'm not working on Hogwarts, I'm probably working on a marketplace map, which again is another reason why usually you won't find me just sitting in a map with my game open for people to join, because I can't really show anything until it's ready to be released. How much, how do you know how much some get of the cut? Well, that entirely depends on what they do, but I can't really talk too much about the monetization of maps because I am under an NDA, so I can't give you exact numbers, unfortunately. So the other maps I've personally released on the marketplace are a map called High School Roleplay, a map called University Roleplay, a map called Summer Camp, and another map called Fallbrook 1985. And out of all of them, I am the most proud of Fallbrook, and it probably sold the worst. So, has the Hogwarts kitchen been changed? No, but I want to. So, there is a big possibility that by the time version 4 comes out, it will be changed. If somebody was doing commands, it would be dependent entirely on if they are building the whole map with commands. Like if it was a whole adventure map and I needed them the entire time, then I would probably give them a percentage of the revenue that we get at the end. But if it was just like something small, Probably just give them a flat rate. Um, I actually don't know how much our maps cost in mine coins. I don't think they're too expensive. I think they're mostly in like the 400 range. I think it's around like $2 or $3. I also really need to figure out where I'm gonna put the dragon arena because I didn't think I would build this mountain this big. Got about 1K, so you're gonna buy one or two? I personally like Fallbrook 1985. There's not much to do on the map, it's just kind of a nice looking map. I'm gonna leave you, it's like 3 a.m. right now for me. Well, yes, go to bed. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. You have a good night. What's the thing you're most excited about for 1.17, dude? I don't know too much about what's coming in 1.2 or 1.17. I know that the caves are getting bigger and there's like stalagmites and stuff. Probably that, honestly, like the stalagmites and the stalactites. I feel like you could do a lot with those. Um, Possibly like the crystal cavern kind of stuff. So like the crystal type blocks might be pretty useful. Um, I don't play a lot of survival, so is it by Project Moonboot? Is that you? Yes, that is us. I didn't make every map by our team. It's my opinion on negative Y level. I think it's cool. I think for a long time, Minecraft needed better caves. Um, Before I started playing Minecraft, um, because I didn't have a computer that was anywhere near decent, before Minecraft came out on console, I actually used to play a game called Total Miner Forge. If any of you guys are old heads like me and remember that on the Xbox 360 arcade, or actually it was an indie game. It was on the indie market, and it was a very Minecrafty type game. It was pretty much just a Minecraft clone, but it did have a mode called Dig Deep mode, which was kind of like that game's survival mode, but it wasn't really. It was it was more about getting to the bottom of the world. So like the whole premise of the world design was mostly caves, and it had an insanely high or I guess like an insanely deep ground level. So the caves were massive, and it went down like thousands of blocks. And the challenge was that at certain levels, you couldn't use your previous pickaxe to break the stone anymore. They just weren't strong enough. So, like, you get like a wood pick, that breaks stone, you get a stone pick. Stone breaks the next type of block, right? And then you get like an iron pick, and then that breaks the next level of blocks. And iron can't break the level after that, so you need to find like titanium or diamond or whatever other ruby, other whatever else stuff they had. The whole premise was trying to get to the bottom of the world. So I thought that was really cool. And that was one thing that when I started playing Minecraft originally, like Minecraft Survival originally, was like, well, cave diving in Minecraft, as fun as it is, at least as fun as it was when I was younger, it didn't feel as fleshed out. And I think that when it comes to the cave update, I think it's really good that they're making the caves a lot bigger and more expansive and deeper, especially. And I don't know, the stuff I've seen look really cool, obviously. I do moderate the Minecraft Discord, so I do see like a lot of stuff that's coming that I can't talk about, but it's cool. I'm I look, maybe maybe the cave update would be the dang thing I need to actually start playing survival again, 'cause it's been years. Welcome back, by the way. Do you know that today's snapshot changed the textures of the ore blocks? I did see that, yeah. They have different ores for the lower level of. Uh-oh. What happened here? Uh-oh. To be honest, I thought sea lanterns didn't melt ice. It's good to know. Oh, there we go. Hmm. So I need to see how big this is. 60 blocks. Somebody in chat remind me if I forget. 60 blocks. Six zero. This is the best Hogwarts map? Thank you. I mean, thanks. Build Hogwarts in survival? No thank you. I think we can make that work. Maybe a bit lower. Here we go. Here goes nothing. Alright. Ciao. See ya. Is anyone willing to accept your challenge? There's been people who've made Hogwarts in survival, but I'm not gonna do it. No frickin' way, dude. Can show you guys how I've been doing terrain since we've pasted the dragon arena in. Because the arena is on a mountain in the movie. So we are going to put it on the mountain. But we need to fix the terrain so that it doesn't look like it's floating. Mm. Oh, he looks fierce up here next to this. I love it. Alright, so this is how terrain works. The magic of commands, boys. Can you tell me what will be different in this one? So we have working wands. We have a new quad. We have a new east wing. We have all new terrain. We have a new... Fuck, man. There's a lot of changes, to be honest. This works a lot better on my computer than it does on my PlayStation. Just gonna say that right now. This is lagging like a bitch. But as you can see, the Sorting Hat found a new job at terraforming. Exactly. Yes. Yes, it has. You see how you see how better the game started to run the moment I took the hat out of my hand? Ugh, it's lagging so bad. I know it's loading a lot of different types of blocks though, so it's not really a surprise that it's being this way. do that with gravel and get 1 frame per second. Yeah, we have part of my fishing pole tool that Belkov made. We have one that is sand and gravel and a couple of other blocks so that we can easily like just do, you know, like a slash fill and retext or not retexture, but change the blocks into multiple things like grass and stone and stuff like that. But I found for building big mountains, this is a lot better. It takes so much longer to do sand and stuff. Well, the sorting hat only has to do its job 1 day a year. That's true. How come your maze is magma? Because I was removing trees in order to do the terrain using a command, and I didn't want to accidentally delete parts of the maze. So we changed it to magma for now, so that when I get the terrain done and I start putting the trees and stuff back in, I can just use a fill command to change it all back to spruce leaves. Because if I kept it spruce leaves when I was getting rid of the trees, I would have deleted a lot of the maze, and that would have sucked. I built that maze so long ago, it was well before I was able to use commands. It was a grind and a half to do that. So I'm not taking any chances with accidentally deleting it. Welcome back. We're just getting the Dragon Arena back in place. I guess in its new place. Somewhat close to its former home. Is the maze like the movie? It's in the same spot that it is in Goblet of Fire. I don't know if it's like the movie. The one in the movie seems like it goes on forever and ever, which I imagine is just very fancy green screen work. Theory, Santa's hat is the sorting hat and disguises itself as the sorting hat. I mean, hey, maybe. It wouldn't be the worst Harry Potter theory I've ever heard. Now that goes to Dumbledore, or Ron is a time traveling Dumbledore. That is the worst. And if you haven't seen that theory, I don't recommend it. It's something. I feel like I would sooner canon Harry Potter and uh, what is it? The oh man, it's the book that's written by a machine, or the chapter of the book that's written by a machine. Harry Potter and the Portrait of What Looks Like a Pile of Ash, I believe it's called. If you haven't heard of that, that is what I absolutely recommend looking up. That is absolutely hilarious. How long do you stream every stream? I don't know, it depends. I don't have a schedule for streaming or anything. I just stream until I get bored. So who knows? It's already been almost 2 hours, so we'll see. Chapter 13, the handsome one. Exactly. I love that thing. It's so funny. I think the first time I heard that, I was crying with laughter. Just just at the absurdity of it. Like Harry pulling his eyeballs out and throwing them into the forest because Voldemort was near him. Or like Hermione being perplexed at a doorknob. It's just funny shit. Oh, never mind. She wasn't perplexed at the doorknob. She was angry at the doorknob. And then it was like talking. It's so stupid. Uh, but it is the best Harry Potter fan fiction because the rest of them are just weird. I'm not much of a fan fiction guy myself. I love this theme. I just love the Prisoner of Azkaban PS2 game in general. I just love anything Prisoner of Azkaban. Flat out. If it's Prisoner of Azkaban, 9 times out of 10, I'll love it. As I'm sure most of my regular viewers know, I am a big Prisoner of Azkaban nerd. Because at the time when I started making this map, it was at a time where I didn't see a lot of people build Deathly Hallows Hogwarts, and I do really like Deathly Hallows Hogwarts. I think it's one of the better Hogwarts designs. So that's mainly the reason. A lot of the castles that were on the Xbox edition of the game were weird hybrid designs, like, but mostly like Half-Blood Prince, maybe Goblet of Fire. But I don't know. I just wanted to do Deathly Hallows. Do I have Harry Potter Lego? I do. I don't have the games, if that's what you're asking, but I have Harry Potter Lego sets. I bought all of the I bought all of the normal sets, not the like $300 Hogwarts, but fuck, by the time I bought the three different versions that they had available, like the Great Hall and Grand Staircase Tower set, and the Astronomy Tower set, and the Clock Tower set, I might as well have just bought the $300 set because that's pretty much how much I paid for all three of those. But I have them all combined, um, and they're really nice. I used to have a lot of the Harry Potter Lego sets when I was a kid, but with like most things, you kind of lose stuff when you get older. Do I have all the Deathly Hallows items on the map yet? We have all of the Deathly Hallows on version 3. Yeah, the invisibility cloak's in Harry's chest. The Elder Wand is in Dumbledore's grave, obviously. And the Resurrection Stone is in Limbo. Hogwarts in the Lego games is terrible. I actually haven't seen. I've seen it, but I haven't like looked at it in depth. There is somebody on the Dragonaut Discord server who is building the Lego Hogwarts, and it looks cool. I am fully fine with games taking artistic liberties with Hogwarts. If you guys have ever seen the illustrated books in your like Walmart or whatever stores, maybe Barnes and Noble or anywhere you get books, I recommend looking at them if you don't have them and just looking through some of the pages. The Hogwarts in the illustrated version is so much different than the Hogwarts from the movies, but it is so cool. It's one of those things that, like, when I said earlier, when somebody was talking about wanting to build Hogwarts from the books, it's one of those things that I like interpretations of people's versions of Hogwarts, and the illustrated Hogwarts is a prime example of somebody who just took the source material and didn't use the movies as canon and just came up with a design for Hogwarts, and it was fucking awesome. It's really, really cool. Um, do you have any of the books from the Hogwarts library, like Quidditch Through the Ages? I don't. I don't personally know. Um, I just have I just have all 7 books hardcover. Oh, I guess 8. I have all 8 books hardcover, and a few of them are in softcover. And I have the illustrated version of Prisoner of Azkaban. Of course. I love the books, so after I have finished my Hogwarts, I might build a book version. Do it, dude. Absolutely do it. I love, like I said, I love people's artistic vision when it comes to Hogwarts. That's why I was, again, I harped on earlier, I was so excited for Hogwarts Legacy. Like, I think that the design changes. Like, it still looks like the movie Hogwarts, but it has some differences that I think are so cool, and it'll help really make the game feel unique. Because we all love Hogwarts, obviously, and we've explored Hogwarts through the movies and stuff. But I really am looking forward to Hogwarts Legacy for the sole reason that it's familiar, but it's not entirely the same thing we've seen over and over again. I want to be able to still find new things and explore new things. And I think changing small things and keeping the main structure of the castle pretty much similar to how people remember it or people know it is honestly the best way to go. So, from what I've seen, it's Hogwarts Legacy is so cool. I'm just really upset it got delayed. But again, delayed games always better, blah blah blah. My opinion on Cursed Child, I enjoyed reading it, but I don't know if I would have enjoyed reading it as much if I wasn't such a fan. I feel like it is a lot of fan service, and it is kind of lore breaking, especially with the time turner stuff, but sorry guys, I joined late, but I'm a huge fan. Can someone tell me the 7th of what month? Um, it should be out in a couple months, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. And you're completely fine to post your Hogwarts in the chat. I don't mind. If you want. I'm not saying do it. I'm not gonna pressure you into doing it if you don't want to show it off. You are full in your rights to do so, but if you don't want to do it because you don't want to self-promo, I appreciate it, but you are more than welcome to. Okay, we're looking good so far. We do need to make enough room for the tent to be here. I don't remember off the top of my head how big my tent is, but it is quite big. Prisoner of Azkaban was the best everything. Book, movie, game, but that's my opinion. Oh, you're on Drag's Discord? Oh. That's good to know. Yes, like I said on Twitter yesterday, V4 is absolutely going to be the biggest version of the map. Way bigger. So much more stuff. Hey, have you thought about doing a Battle of Hogwarts map? I have many times thought of doing that. Um, just never got around to it. I think that if there's ever a point, and this is an if there is ever a point in the future where I feel like I am fully happy and content with Hogwarts, then maybe I will try to do a Battle of Hogwarts. Um, it shouldn't be ridiculously hard. There is a lot of reference, at least for the face of Hogwarts, for how the towers looked at the end of the battle. So it wouldn't be too hard to do. It's just, it is obviously a time investment, and it's not something I want to do right now. But it is something I have thought about. That and a snowy version of Hogwarts are both two things that I would really want to do. I have gotten some shader pictures of my map with snow, and it looks so nice. When will version 3 released? Oh, when was version 3 released? Yeah, version 3 released at the beginning of last year. Um, Pretty much it's been consistent for all of the versions. They kind of just come out once per year, at least so far that's how it's been, you know. But times change, things change. This is obviously a much bigger update to Hogwarts than any of my previous versions. So, could a huge command be done to transform your Hogwarts between destroyed and normal, or would that break the game? That would definitely break the game. There is no way that would be possible. Especially with the amount of stuff that would need to be changed. That no way. It would be awesome, but there's no way. I think we push the boundaries already with the stuff we do at like the Great Hall and stuff like that. Have you done any progress on the Burrow? No, I have not. I've done a crapload of progress on terrain and not much else. Is V4 going out in MCPDL so I can download it to my Xbox? Yes. I really like MCPDL, and the people who run that site are really nice. And I believe it's probably one of the better platforms for me to release stuff on. Of course, it'll be also available, well, not also available, but I will inform the YouTube community when it is available for download, obviously. It's not something you need to keep your eye out on MCPDL or you might miss it. It's definitely going to be something I post about. Connor actually asked me if we wanted to do a release stream for version 4, and that might be something we do. Maybe. Not making any promises, but maybe. just so happy I got some of the video game soundtrack in here. How are we looking? Part of the map am I most proud of? Well, the clock tower and clock tower courtyard. But honestly, I really like my Great Hall. I've seen quite a few Great Halls that are very. I feel like it's a hard building to get right. And I think that I've done quite well at the size of my Great Hall, especially. So maybe that. And unlike majority of the castle where I go on like 4 or 5 different, you know, 4 or 5 different versions before I'm happy with something. I've only ever built the Great Hall 2 times, which is a big deal for me. How many characters of the universe are in the map? Because in the last live you showed some like Lupin and other teachers. There's only 20, because there's a limit on NPCs. You can only have 20. So there's 20 characters in total. I've never been to Universal, no. I would love to, but I haven't. And especially now with all this pandemic stuff going on, I live quite a ways away from Florida or California, so no, it's a bit not something I can really do right now. But one day, maybe, hopefully, I would really love to go. Yeah, I'm sure I will one day. It's definitely a bucket list thing. I mean, how could I not go, right? My favorite part of your world is probably Diagon Alley. If you ever need to add anything else to Diagon Alley, I have a good idea on what you could. I mean, I have all the shops that are on the wiki. Sorry for not talking much, I've been lurking. Hey man, You don't gotta apologize to me about lurking. I lurk on everything. So even the streamers I watch, I lurk on their Twitch channels. I'm more of a VOD boy myself. I have a few mods on the V3 map in mind, like griffins, dragons, ghosts, goblins, orcs, thestrals, brooms, etc. So I really do recommend. I didn't know there was a broom mod, so I don't know. Again, I don't know if I would ever include them because they're made by other people, and I would need to get permission, and sometimes reaching out to people like that is a bit hard, and I don't know. If I ever did do things like brooms and stuff, I feel like that would be something I would do internally. What is that mix? What is the block you have mixed in with the stone and the cobblestone? It works really well with terrain. So, this is dead coral. So there's dead brain coral. We have dead horn coral, and I think another type of coral as well. Favorite Harry Potter character? I don't know. That changes a lot for me. I really like Luna. I really love Lupin. Snape is obviously an amazing character. Obviously the main trio. To be honest, it really depends on the day. I also the idea of what to add to Diagon Alley was this special interactive wand spots, like in the Universal Parks they have wand spots that yeah, I mean that's possible. Currently if well, at least in version 4, you use the wand on the bricks behind the Leaky Cauldron and you will actually open the wall now. So there is already some interactivity. I think it would be cool to do, but it might be impossible. Uh, it's definitely possible. I mean, anything's possible, really. I won't rule out anything until I've really thought through something and decided whether or not I want to do it. Because usually, if there is something that I think about and I try to see if I can make it work, I can usually do it. The mountain is looking pretty good, I will say. But flying brooms is definitely something I've been thinking about. I've had a few friends talk about being able to do it, so maybe at some point in the future. What is the mod's call? I don't know who you're asking. I need to see what I saved the tent as real quick. The ones from Griffin's broomsticks and stuff. Oh, okay, yeah, you're answering him. I'm just reading stuff out loud because I'm an idiot. Thank you. Okay, it's just Dragon Arena 10. Added shaders on the map. I have used, or I have also taken some, or gotten some really nice pictures of my map with shaders. Sometime you need to take the world off the realm and see what the hill looks like with full render distance. I can do that. Two, three, four. Ah, fuck. Alright, how high is this? One, two, three, four, five, six. So, That's too low. I've always wanted to do that with structure blocks and forgot what I saved it with blocks down on the Y coordinate. I mean, I usually write down what I what I saved stuff as. It usually helps. Alright, well that's the perfect height. It just needs to be a little bit closer. There she blows. Yeah, personally, when it comes to shaders, I really am not a fan of the Pocket Edition shaders. I appreciate the work that people are trying to do with them, but they really just look like really ugly reshades to me. So I personally don't use them, but you know, if you like them and you want to use them on the map, by all means. I am a firm believer that you should do whatever makes you happy. And that's my life advice for the day, boys and girls. What does Mojang think about the map? Um, good question. There it was featured on one of their live streams back. God, I don't even know how many years ago now. But the people who were streaming it, People who were streaming it loved it. Okay, I just saw all the changes. Congratulations. What do you think? They look good? 10 out of 10, 20 out of 10, 50 out of 10, 100 out of 10, 0 out of 10. Thank you. I appreciate it. I am very excited when it comes to this terrain stuff. I don't know, I feel like it's gonna breathe some new life into the map. It's definitely gonna make for much nicer looking pictures. That's for sure. And it's gonna feel a lot more like Hogwarts, you know? Because, let's face it, Hogwarts is in a very mountainous place, you know? It's in gosh darn Scotland. I mean, eh, what else is there besides mountains? Kidding. Scotland's a beautiful country. Because you're now making an entire biome, basically. This looks much more true to where it was in Goblet of Fire. Thank you, Dakota. I appreciate it. However, it has just dawned on me that I need to update, well, I need to have Belkov update the grass painter because it needs to replace all this different type of stone as well. Hey, Poetic, I think I may or may not like the question, but if someone wants to help on the map, how can someone do it? Um, well, generally, if people just ask, "Hey, can I work on the map?" the answer is usually no, because I mean, I have no real reason to say yes. Um, in the case of the people who do help me, they are usually people who I have seen what they have done and I need them, or They are other Hogwarts builders who just pop in from time to time to help out. Um, and usually that's kind of like where I like to keep it, because otherwise it's sort of weird, I guess. You know what I mean? It's like I got Belkov in on the project because he showed me a video of his room of requirement that he built on my map, and I thought it was amazing. So I had to have him come do it on mine. Turns out the man's a genius, so we kind of just hit it off. In the case of Connor, he's probably one of the only people where he asked if he could work on the map, and I was like, why not? But that was after I spoke to him in voice chat, and we talked for like 10 hours about Harry Potter. So, it's, I don't know. These days, if it's like, if you dazzle me, it's usually a good way. But I can't get the M. Oh, you're answering someone else. Yeah, I got it, huh? I just like to ask questions and stuff because I'm bored and I love Harry Potter. I am all for answering questions. I will take it all. I really appreciate all the engagement I can get. Because I mean, really, what's the point of me streaming this? So you guys can see stuff. The stream's more about you guys than it is about me. But I'll answer anything you got. Trivia, random questions, I don't care. You know if the candles are better than the 1.17 ones? I haven't even seen the 1.17 ones. Are they really bad? I gotta be careful pulling that hat out. Let me get rid of it real quick. There we go. There we go. The Dragon Arena is back where it belongs. I will have to add some grass down to the bottom half part. But I need to change the grass painter in order to also replace the coral and the cobble and stuff like that. But for now, there's the Dragon Arena. And there'll probably be a path from the door, like down here and over the hedge and connecting with this. Is there a Ravenclaw crown or diadem artifact? Yeah. Yeah, there is. It's the Iron Helm. Uh-oh. It is the Iron Helmet. What is my Minecraft name? Well, on my PS4 it's Vague Nightmares, but on everything else it's Poetic Whisper. So how close is this to Big Mountain? Pretty close. So what we're going to do is we're going to connect this mountain with this patch of grass over here. We're going to build a nice big mountain. Yeah. I'm glad I decided to stream while I'm doing the most boring thing, which is just doing terrain. I know I probably have done this, but can you show me the new items? What do you mean the new items? Like the new stuff in the resource pack? Also, your English has been just fine. like the book and Ready Player One. Book and movie Ready Player One. You know, the beautiful thing about mountains is how unpredictable they are, which is what makes them, which is what makes building them so easy. By the way, guys, I really appreciate the constant viewership so far in this stream. It's been really cool. I think we've hit more viewers on this stream than any of the other ones I've ever done. So, thank you. And I'm also really happy to hear you guys are on board with a Patreon idea. I'm definitely gonna look into it. See if we can't get that squared away. the moment I realized that I wanted to do the map and how can I be so persistent? Well, I'll tell you guys a nice long story since I haven't been talking. When I was younger, I obviously adored Harry Potter. Um, for many, many years. Uh, I watched the first four when they all came out. You know, I had them on DVDs, and hell, I even had some of them on VHS. Um, but there was a point after Goblet of Fire, so around 2005, 2006, where I did kind of stop caring so much. And that's not 'cause I didn't enjoy them anymore or anything, but I was like around 11 or 12 at that age, around that time, so I was starting to just explore other things, I guess. Like I still liked Harry Potter. It's just I wasn't like all in on it like I was when I was a kid, and I guess now. But yeah, like 2007 came by and Order of the Phoenix came out, and I didn't even watch it. And then 2009, I think Half-Blood Prince came out, and I didn't care. And then my sister got it for me or got me Half-Blood Prince for like a birthday present, and I was like, ah, man, I haven't even seen the fifth movie, so I can't watch this. I don't know what happens. I had the books as a kid, I just never read them. I read like the first two books when I was a kid because they were short and I needed something to do for book reports. But I was always much more of a fan of the movies when I was younger. I mean, I was a kid. My attention span is obviously much different then than it is now. Um, and so I finally got around to watching Order of the Phoenix in like 2009, watched Half-Blood Prince, and then just again wasn't really so huge into Harry Potter at the time. I just was like, oh, the movies are good, yeah, okay. And then, I watched Deathly Hallows when it came out, obviously, because I had to. But around 2014, was when I finally started this map, um, I had a sudden urge to watch them, and I realized that I didn't have any of the movies on DVD anymore. So I bought the 8 film bundle on eBay for like 20 bucks, and I had myself a Harry Potter marathon, as you do, and I don't know, it was kind of like the perfect time where I was just getting started at being decent with building around 2014, and I was like, I felt, I don't know, it was like falling in love again with the series. So, I don't know, it was kind of like the perfect hodgepodge of like, I was super excited to be. I was just super excited for Harry Potter. I was stoked on it again. So, and then I was like, oh, Minecraft. I wonder if there's any Harry Potter Minecraft maps. And then I saw some and I was like, I don't like these. I should build my own. And then I started building my own. And as far as motivation goes, a lot of the motivation is just your guys' comments and videos of the map and stuff like that. Like I said earlier, it's always nice to be appreciated for your hard work, and I am more than head over heels for the amount of love that you guys give for the videos and the streams and the downloads and all that. So a lot of that's to you guys. And then the rest of it is just, I don't know. I just love Harry Potter, so, and I like Minecraft, so they both just kinda, it works out for everyone. I have been streaming for 3 hours, yes. Compared to the length of streams of some people I watch on Twitch, 3 hours is nothing. I think one of, I think, not the last stream, but the stream before it, I streamed for like 8 hours or something. I probably won't do that today, but, you know, you never know. Yeah, it's easy to kind of get lost in streaming. I understand why people do it for so long. And hell, it keeps me watching too, so I usually watch GTA roleplay stuff, so those streams are like 10, 12, 13-hour streams. They're really good stuff to have in the background when you're building or playing other stuff or just doing really anything. But they're also great if you just want to watch something. What are you planning to build in that terrain? Um, Nothing. Just terrain. It's just to look pretty. I was thinking about building the new Horcrux cave inside one of the mountains because, like, if you look inside these mountains, they make perfect settings for obviously, for a cave. So I think that Horcrux cave could fit in here really, in one of these mountains. Not this one in particular. This one's way too big. Ah yes, the Veil. The beautiful Veil room. It definitely was sad. But sadness is in Harry Potter's DNA. Poor Harry could never catch a break. I don't know if I have too much free time, but I decided to customize the veil because me and my friends were trying to recreate the battle. Hey man, you are more than welcome to do whatever you wish with the map. If I'm not here to judge how much free time people have, okay? I would be a big hypocrite if I did that. For me, the more sad deaths were Lupin and Tonks in the Battle of Hogwarts, because my favorite character is Lupin. Yeah, their deaths were especially not handled well in the movie. You just show up, oh, they're all dead. Okay, well, that's sad. Anyway, David Yates really did make some questionable decisions when making the Harry Potter films. I'll never forgive him for what he did to Half-Blood Prince. What a fantastic book, but such a bad movie. They handled Dumbledore's death pretty poorly in that movie. They added the burrow burning scene, which was stupid, made no sense. They didn't have the Battle of the Astronomy Tower, even though it would have been fucking awesome. They had a bunch of canny romance scenes that should have just been thrown out the window in favor of more of Voldemort's memories. No mention of the Gaunt family, no mention of his mother, no mention of Jack. Shit. I guess that's part. I mean, Steve Clovis is also to blame, I guess. But I considered that the movies are like adaptations because for me the actual and doing the books and other stuff, so I don't. I mean, look, I love the movies. Don't get me wrong. I love them to death. I think that the movies have done things better than the books as well. I think in Order of the Phoenix, like the whole possession thing in at the end was done like 50,000 times better in the movie than it was in the book. The possession in the book was so short and so mild and so meh, but in the movie, it's one of the best scenes in the Harry Potter series. I think the dragon fight in the movie in Goblet of Fire was way better than it was described in the book. I think. No, Greyback didn't really creep me out, if I'm being honest. People been telling me that the books are better than the movies. That's 'cause they are. But that said, I'm not a gatekeeper. I'm not gonna be like, you haven't read the books, and you ain't a true Harry Potter fan, 'cause that shit's lame. People who do that are lame. I think that if you really like the movies, then you should do yourself a favor and read the books, 'cause they are great, and you won't regret it. Sorry, gotta go. It's getting late. Hey, no problem. Don't feel bad. Have a good night. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Battle of Hogwarts is a weird one. What's weird to me is that people don't like Deathly Hallows Part 1. Like, I can understand disliking it for a few, I guess, I don't know, for a few reasons, but a lot of the main criticisms for Deathly Hallows Part 1 is that it's too slow or it's mostly filler. But, like, that's what it was in the book, too. The first few chapters of Deathly Hallows are the same thing. And there's a lot of people who are like, well, why didn't they make, like, Goblet of Fire or Order of the Phoenix 2 movies? Because they were much longer books than Deathly Hallows. And it's like, if you don't like the filler in Deathly Hallows Part 1, then you're not gonna enjoy two movies of, like, Goblet of Fire, for example. Because that book also has a lot of downtime. I think a lot of criticism people have for the movies in comparison, like a lot of people are always who will always say like, "Oh, I don't like the movies. But the books are great." It's like, I mean, fundamentally they're the same, it's just the movies are a very condensed version of the book, and that needs to happen in a movie because if you don't, I don't know, books, when it comes to approaching a book in a movie, it's so much different because the audience of people who read books. Generally, their retention is a lot higher than people who are watching a movie. You put in a movie to sit down for a few hours, shut your brain off, and enjoy something. You don't do that when you're reading. You you focus when you're reading, and you spend a lot of time on meticulous details. That's why books are so long. But you can't focus on meticulous detail in movies because it ends up with people saying there's too much downtime or it's too boring. Personally, I would have enjoyed if any movie past the fourth movie got two versions. One version that's the two whatever hour version, and another one that's fucking like 4 or 5 hours long. I would watch them, but that's the thing is that not everybody's into that. I personally love Deathly Hallows Part One. I think a lot of criticism for that movie in terms of people saying that it's boring is kind of like bullshit because there's a lot of stuff that happens in Deathly Hallows Part 1. You got the Snatchers towards the end, you got the fight at Malfoy Manor, you have Dobby's death, um, you have Bill and Fleur's wedding, you have the fight at Lucino Cafe, you have um, what else? You have um, Godric's Hollow, which is one of the more touching and action-packed scenes in the book or in the movie. It's like if you compare the amount of action in Deathly Hallows Part 1 compared to just the average Harry Potter movie, which, the general formula for the first four or so movies were here's a mystery, let's spend a lot of time trying to figure this out and then have a big action scene at the end. There is a lot more that happens in Deathly Hallows Part 1 than, say, Chamber of Secrets, Sorcerer's Stone, and Prisoner of Azkaban. But for some reason it's still regarded as slow and boring, and I don't get it. It might just be because the magical wonder isn't really the same because they're not at Hogwarts, which is fair. To me, that's a fair criticism. You didn't miss too much. Just talking about Harry Potter and building a mountain. Yeah, I actually read the books in quarantine. It was like, why does the movies are so different? And like the cooler parts. And we've been into like I said, there is a lot of scenes in the movies that are done better than the books. And obviously there's a lot of stuff in the books that are better than the movies, like Harry and Ginny's relationship and generally I mean relationships in general are obviously done a lot better in the books, but that's because they have a lot more time for exposition. They can explain more to the to the reader than you can do in a movie because generally exposition is sort of a bad thing in movies because it's like if you can't tell the story through the film and you have to rely on actors telling people what they're watching, it's generally not a good idea to do that because it's kind of seen as lazy. But when it comes to being in a book, exposition is all there is because you're reading text on a page, you're not watching it. There's just a big dichotomy there that I don't think a lot of people really think about when they're talking about the difference between the books and the movies. Obviously, the books are superior. Everybody knows that, you know? But that's because they have the ability to be better. And I do think a lot of the director changes throughout the series wasn't really healthy in the long term. I It really is upsetting that Christopher Columbus never just fully got to direct every movie. I think that the only other director besides Christopher Columbus that did did a great job was Alfonso Cuarón, because obviously I'm a Prisoner of Azkaban fanboy. But you know, Mike Newell and David Yates, I mean they're eh. But I was watching the behind the scenes of the Sorcerer's Stone or Philosopher's Stone uh, Ultimate Edition, and man, Chris Columbus was he was such a big fan, and I don't think people really appreciate Chris Columbus for what he did for the series enough because man, he really brought the world of Harry Potter to life in a way that I don't know if anybody else would have been able to pull off. Yeah, I mean that's fair. I think in terms of movies, like in terms of like movie, like the movie ideas, like I don't know what I'm trying to say. The cinematography was so good in Prisoner of Azkaban. And then it just went back to your traditional movie filming with Goblet of Fire. and I just wish there was more consistency. I wish, like, if I could do anything in this world, and if I could go back in time and I had enough money to do whatever the hell I wanted, I would have kept Christopher Columbus on the movies, and I would have kept John Williams as the, you know, as the composer. Cause don't get me wrong, there has been some great tracks from the later movies. By no means is John Williams the only person who should have done Harry Potter music. But in terms of consistency and keeping the movies feeling like they're a part of a franchise, I don't know how much I enjoyed all the different motifs over the years. It's like each composer has their own version of Hedwig's theme, which isn't a bad thing, but at the same time, it's different, you know? It's like, if, I don't know, it's hard to explain. I saw a video like a year or two ago talking about the consistency of music throughout Harry Potter, and it is quite dreadful. Again, not that there's really any bad soundtracks in the series. It's just that they're not consistent, so it doesn't feel like they're all part of the same thing? Like for example, if you put somebody in front of a computer with headphones on who's never watched Harry Potter before and you showed them multiple tracks from multiple different movies, I don't think they'd be able to tell you that all of the songs were from the same soundtrack, or at least from the same series. Oh yeah, I really loved the music from Deathly Hallows, but John Williams would do something great. Yeah, I mean he would. I mean it's John Williams. What else? What else? The man doesn't miss. But yes, I too enjoyed the Deadly Hallows soundtrack. I have Lily's theme in this pack. Yeah, I'm gonna go do something, but I'll get back soon. Hey, you have a good day. Or night. I don't know, depending where you are. Thanks for coming to the stream. I appreciate it. mean, hey, John Williams is a legend. Where would we be without him? I don't know. I don't know if we'll finish this mountain on stream or not. My throat is starting to hurt from all this talking. But I mean, hey, we've gone 3.5 hours so far. Honestly, much longer than I thought I was gonna go today. Look at that. Still have to do a lot more mountains. I wouldn't be doing this all by hand, so I don't want to imagine it. You couldn't pay me. Actually, you could pay me enough money to do it all by hand, but I would hate my life. Oh, hell yeah, man. I wish mountains looked good on survival. The extreme hill biome mountains are so ugly. It is gonna look great, but fuck. Alright, I think that's enough for now. Um, yeah, we showed a bunch of stuff off. Got the Dragon Arena pasted back in, which is nice. Oh, the mountain to the right of the one I was building is the Mount Everest of the Wizarding World. Yeah, Dragon Arena's back. Mountains are done, getting done. They're not done, they're getting done. But yeah, you're back. Well, I'm about to go. So, thank you guys for coming out to the stream. We had most concurrent viewers ever today, which kicks ass. So thank you. Um, yeah, I don't know when V4 will come out, but be on the lookout regardless. See you later.